Hello and welcome to TotoTCG. You are here with me, Matthew, and we are back here with another Pokemon video. So we've got another news update, which obviously we'll be checking out another new GX. So it's a pretty interesting one. I don't want to give away too much at the moment, but it's an interesting one. Whether it's going to be any good, I really don't know. I'm sort of excited to know that the two Pokemon are together, and some of the cards do look pretty cool. But is it playable? That's the question. Well, we'll have a little look at that now. So, what is the card of choice? Well, the background's not really giving away too much, although maybe it does. I'm not too sure. Anyway, the background is showing us that the new GX will be Latias and Latios Tag Team GX. Yay. It's a dragon type with a HP of 250, and it's a basic Pokemon. And there it is. Are you seeing the flaw already in this thing? I'm seeing the flaw straight away. So, I mean, number one, let's go through the positives here. It's nice to see these two put together. They could have been given someone ridiculous to be like with each other, but no, they've given Latias and Latios. They're both together, which is a pretty cool pick. But from what I can see, very, very nice pick there to have both of those together. It is just a really interesting combo pick for them. So, let's have a look at the artworks, and then we'll have a look at the moves. So, the full art looks interesting. It looks interesting. The writing is mostly over them, and you can only see their necks and two wings. The rest of the writing is over it. It looks pretty cool. I like the look of Latios, not Latias. Latias looks a bit confused. I don't know whether that's the permanent state of confusion for the Latias. I'm really not too sure. But yeah, it's a nice full art. It's not the best from the set. It's a nice one. That's my own opinion, though. So let's have a look at the special artwork. I think this is probably the most positive part about the card. Is this? I absolutely love this thing. I think it looks so cool. It's just such a nice, warming card to possibly pull. The artwork is just very... I don't think it's ever sort of been done before, let's put it that way. It's just a very interesting sort of nice card to possibly have in your binder. It's really nice. I just love the background image of that sunset, and obviously they're not hugging, but they're sort of next to each other making a love heart in the middle. It's just a very interesting, curious... Basically the best artwork from from this, but there we go. So let's move on to the rainbow rare as well, which of course is going to be Derpy Latias, sorry. There it is again. Very nice. Okay, moving on to the attacks. Yay, this is going to be fun. So the attacks, let's have a look. So we've got Water, Psychic, Colourless, Buster Purge. Right. For 240 damage, and you discard 3 energies from this Pokemon. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so the only thing I can think of here is that you would definitely need to be playing Malamar. You'd need to have Malamars to get those Psychics back. That's what I would say. I'd say you need to run Rainbow Energies for the Water. Don't just run Water. Rainbow Energies for the Water. You get your Psychics back from the Malamar, which hopefully would be on the bench. It is a 250 HP Pokemon, or Pokemons, or GX card, let's just put it that way. It's doing a nice 240 damage, although having that discard 3 energies is very annoying, because the next turn, if you don't have everything set up, you're left with 1 energy on there, and a pretty interesting target for a lot of damage. And again, for 3 prizes, yikes, like, I would rather play something else. There are a lot better tag team GXs than that move in particular. I don't like it when it does that, especially with they normally do this with Latias and Latios, or if not, just one of them. But with the promos that came from a tin, it was the same sort of attacks there, but you'd have to discard 2 energies, and it's like, no, I've just risked my life here to get 4 energies on this thing, and I need 3 different types of energies now. Admittedly, colourless could just be psychic, but 3 different energies. Let's just, make this the worst. Buster Purge for 240, but you discard 3 energy cards. It's definitely not the biggest highlight of this set in particular, and definitely not something I'm going to be aiming for to play with. Let's just put it that way. However, we haven't finished the card off, so let's not get all emotional about it just yet. Let's finish off with that nice GX down there, which is called Aero Unit GX for 1 Psychic plus something else. So let's have a little look. So it says, attach 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy attached to it, in addition to this attack's cost, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon, during your opponent's next turn. Okay. So, admittedly, the GX is probably the biggest area of, not concern. I want to say concern. Why do I want to say that? The biggest area of sort of thought, process, the best part of the card. Let's put it that way. The GX is what might be interesting here. And what's even more interesting is that even if you don't have that extra energy, you can still do that GX. You've got the attack cost there. That plus is just a bonus. You don't have to use it. It doesn't say there, you have to use it, what are you doing? Blah. But it's nice to know that you can prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon. However, Guzma can help very nicely with that for your opponent. So that is a big thing to look out for. Being able to get that discarded energy back onto your Pokemon is going to be interesting. However, will it last? And could this thing get two-shotted by something? Yes, very easily. And that's 3 prize cards gone down the chute. So, let's finish this off with, of course, the old bottom parts of the card. Of course, when it does get knocked out, as we've just mentioned, your opponent will take 3 prize cards. It has a weakness to Fairy, a resistance to absolutely nothing, and another good point, it's got a retreat of 1. Even though it's 2 flying Pokemon, just give us a free retreat. It would have been amazing. That would have just been a nice little bit of icing on the cake there. So, how do I rate this card? Well, out of all 6 of them, maybe you've already guessed it, it's 6. This is a card that I will probably never play, never want to play, and if I see this thing being played and win a tournament, I'd be epically surprised. I really, really, really would. I like the thought of having both of them together. The background of what I've seen of the history of these cards is some of them are terrible. The Prism cards, both of them, let's put it that way, both of them have been okay. They've seen a bit of play. But the history between the 2 of these and the cards is just not, it doesn't work well. And I just don't like how they do that water psychic colourless thing all the time. It's definitely not something I'm going to be focusing on. I'll get the cards by all means. They'll go in the folder. Happy days. It's going to be nice to pull them, especially the special artwork, especially hopefully if it is in the set. It's going to be a nice saving grace for this card because that does look very, very cool. Am I going to play it? No. Straight down, no. But you guys might have a different opinion on this card, and I'd be very, very interested to see. I'm not slamming this card into the ground that it's a load... Well, I'm not slamming it into the ground. I won't continue that. But you guys might see something different here. You might be able to turn my opinion around on its head. Let's put it that way. And I'd be interested to see if you can do that. So, I mean, apart from that, we'll probably finish this off with our Guess the GX section. So, the Guess the GX answer from yesterday's video, I gave you that picture right there. It's a pretty easy one, I would say. So, what was that in particular? Well, it was Mr. Mime GX, yeah. And this one hasn't seen play either. Magic Evens, I thought that... and we haven't even had the Magic Odds yet, which I'm looking forward to possibly seeing in a box or something, just so we can at least get the other version of this. It'd be quite nice. But there we go, Mr. Mime GX was the answer. So let's move on to the Guess the GX for this video. We have got that picture there, that one right there, and that right there. Let me know in the comments below what you think that is, as well as your thoughts on this card. Like I said, I don't want to slam it into the ground, but out of my opinion, out of all 6 of them, this is the worst. Maybe you guys, like I said, have got a different opinion and can possibly change my mind. Please do let me know in the comments below about this card in your opinion. But yeah, I mean, apart from that, I'm going to leave it here for this video. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope I haven't slammed it too much. I mean, there is cards that can work for it, work with it. But it's gonna be an interesting and painful game if you play with this card. I can imagine. But yeah, I mean, there we go. So if you guys are new to the channel and you're interested in the team up stuff, which will be coming out in early February, and by early we mean the 1st of February, we'll also have pre-release weekends coming up as well, so definitely stay tuned for them. Anything else in particular we've said about the commenting? You could rate the video as well. You definitely do that, so I know that you've enjoyed the video. Have you enjoyed my absolute thrashing of this card? Let me know via the ratings. And yeah, apart from that, I'm going to leave it here for this video. We should have the final Tag Team GX tomorrow, and apart from that, I'm going to leave it here, and I'll see you guys in the next video on the channel.